Okay, so what are the four elements and how can you use those four elements to benefit you in your health and your fitness goals? So think of it as a foundation. The four elements are your foundational elements that help you get better with health, create better energy, and then ultimately for me as a fitness guy, that helps me improve my fitness greatly. So the elements are earth, air, fire, and water, and they work together. They're also opposites. So earth and air are polar differences. Fire and water are polar differences. And I'll explain that a little bit better. So with the earth element, in my system, I refer to the earth element as good nutrition, for one thing, and then literally being grounded to the earth. The fire element is sun exposure and exercise. The air element is fasting and deep breathing, so you can think of that as the opposite of earth, which is nutrition. And then the water element is the polar opposite of fire, and that water element is your rest, your sleep, your down cycle. And then also with the water element, I literally take that and say, okay, how pure is your water? How good is your hydration with your water? How well are you hydrating? Okay, so you can see how earth and air opposites, fire and water opposites, but they work together. You need both of them. You need all four in the system. Okay, so let's get into the individual elements themselves. The earth element is, first and foremost, are you eating pure food? That should be your main concern, because if you're not consuming good food, high quality food that's pure, you're not going to have good energy. So good nutrition. The other part of it is more difficult to understand, or perhaps a little woo-woo, and that's the concept of earthing or grounding. And so let me give you some basic things that you can do, take right from this video. With grounding, there's this book called Earthing, Grounding, same concept. That describes this a little better, but basically, if you go out and you plant your bare feet on the earth every day, you'll literally have a greater connection to the earth, and that grounding will help you in numerous ways. But two, off the top of my head, the two main things I can think of that it helps, people say it helps, is better sleep at night, and two, helps a lot with inflammation in the body, which is a huge problem for a lot of people. So earth element, get better food and get grounded. So the other piece I'll give you to take away from this video is with earth, with nutrition. I can't cover all of nutrition in a short video, but I can give you a little hack. So one of the things I like to do with my pre-workout, specifically just my breakfast in the morning, is to take Manuka honey with like oatmeal, and that glucose will, and it's a healthy form of glucose as opposed to like processed sugar or artificial sugar, even worse. But glucose will create ATP energy, your body's main source of fuel for your workouts, 10 times faster than fats will. So fats are important too, but I'm just telling you, for a pre-workout, something like Manuka honey works really great for creating a quick burst of energy so that you can work out. Okay, so that wraps up the earth element. Let's move to its opposite, the air element. So with the air element, we're talking about fasting and deep breathing. So for the deep breathing part, I'll talk about that first. So with deep breathing, something simple that you can do is just to focus on your breath each day. And probably the simplest method I can think of that you can work on each day is to just wake up and focus on that breath. And breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, and just focus on that for a while. Take 2 minutes out of your day. And you gradually make the breath longer as you naturally breathe. Just gradually make the breaths a little bit longer as you go. So nothing forceful, nothing extreme or difficult. Just breathe naturally and slowly focus on bringing in more air and making the breath longer. Just that one simple thing will give you a better sense of calmness and bring more oxygen into your body, which has a lot of benefits. So let's talk about the detoxing bit. So every night when you go to sleep, as long as you stop eating in a good amount of time before you go to sleep, let's say 3 hours, your body naturally goes into a fasted state. You're not eating while you're sleeping. So one of the simplest ways that you can put yourself into a fasted state is to simply stop eating at 7 p.m. Let's say if you go to sleep at 10. So if you do that, you will give your body the ability to go into a fasted state at night and detox itself properly. But while we're on the note of detoxing, I recently did a blood test, and it showed that I had heavy metals in my blood. And so something that I'm doing to help my body detox, because a lot of those heavy metals can be difficult for the body to remove on its own. One thing I'm taking is apple pectin, and apple pectin will help your body detox. And the other thing I'm taking is this product called Cell Defender. And that one, it removes heavy metals and toxins, supports healthy immune system, and stabilizes the body's pH to alkaline levels. Speaking of pH, alkaline, this is the best product I found that has helped me get to an alkaline state, more alkaline, as opposed to an acidic body fluids. And I tested it with pH strips. It works incredible. It's the best thing I've found to help my body become more alkaline. So that will help your body detox at night, those two supplements. And it's extremely important at this point because unfortunately our air, our water, our food, the tools that we cook with, the containers that we keep our water in, a lot of these things contain toxins, heavy metals that our body needs help removing. So that's the other part of the air element, as I describe it, is that it should be the opposite of earth, where you're taking in food from the earth for energy. The air element is you focused on fasting so that you can detox. Okay, so let's move on to water. With water, there's two focuses there. The first one is I want to purify my water. So probably the easiest way you can do that is to just drink reverse osmosis purified water. That's going to take a majority of the contaminants out of the water. And then the other half of that is I add Redmond's real salt and some lemon, fresh lemon preferably. And that's going to help remineralize the water with the Redmond's real salt. And then the lemon combined also helps you hydrate better. So it allows that water to really be absorbed by the body. So that's the first part of the water element. The other part is it refers to your sleep. So how good is your sleep at night? I have one suggestion for that, and it's probably the hardest to break, but once you do it, you're going to you're going to have better sleep at night. I know it's helped me. So this suggestion is to simply turn off all your lights, your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, your cell phone. I know that's really difficult for a lot of people because, we have contacts that we want to stay in touch with and we want to do all these things, but give yourself the rest from your cell phone's not only EMF that it's putting off as an electronic device, but also the signals that it's putting out. So just put it on airplane mode, go to sleep with the lights out, try to turn off as much electronics as you can, and I think you'll see, as I have, that your sleep really improves. So try that one. Lastly, with the water element, also avoid drinking caffeine after 3 p.m. because caffeine lasts a long time in your system, and so you want that last caffeinated beverage during the day to be honestly as early on in the day as possible. So if you cut yourself off at noon, even better. Okay, so let's move on to the fire element. So the fire element represents exercise, movement, upward energy, like fire, flames reaching to the sky. So that's exercise, right? You need to move your body in order to be invigorated in life. So whether that's walking, biking, doing calisthenics, lifting weights, whatever you like doing to move your body every day, it just needs to happen. One of the simplest ways you can do that is I offer a free fitness program on my website, and it's got an assortment of fitness music and information and virtual reality workout video as part of that program. And so that's an easy way that you can start an exercise program and keep it going day to day. So that's half of the fire element, getting your exercise every day. The other part is sun exposure. So when you're getting that sun exposure, that's helping your circadian rhythm recognize, okay, it's daytime, it's time to move, it's time to get active. Sunlight is the way that your body creates vitamin D by that sunshine on your skin. You're gonna naturally create vitamin D, which is really important for your health. So think of it as free vitamin D, basically. Now, sun exposure is something you have to gradually expose yourself to. I'm fairly light-skinned, so I've had to discipline myself in how to do that without getting sunburnt. And there's a couple things you can do to help with that. So one thing I like to do is take a time-released vitamin C. And that time-released vitamin C, I learned this from Dr. Gundry. Basically, it works as like an internal sunscreen, if you will. And so it better helps your skin protect itself from the UV rays. And so I don't use sunblock, for instance. All I do is springtime comes around, I want to get out a little bit more. I gradually, start off with just a little bit of time outdoors. And then once it comes to summer, I'm spending a lot more time in the sun and my skin becomes accustomed to that. I get a tan, and all without getting nasty sunburn that I used to get when I was a kid because I didn't know any better. And so that's the sun exposure is important. That's the opposite from the water element. And so between resting at night and then getting that sunshine in the morning, doing your exercise routine, you get energized, and it's a cycle, right? So you can kind of see how these things work together. So I love this. I love using the model of the 4 elements to help me work my energy and to help me in my fitness goals. And I think you're going to enjoy it too. So take these ideas and use them in your life. Do what's right for you. Implement the ideas that work for you. And if something doesn't, drop it. But I think you'll find that these simple small suggestions are extremely beneficial in your life. So do take action and just give it some time, and I'm sure that you'll, after a period of, let's say, a month of working these habits into your life, you'll feel better energy and you'll sleep better at night. And gradually over time, as you master the elements, you get that great health that you're after. You get the awesome fitness results that you're after because you've mastered the elements.